the American Muckrakers PAC, okay? They have released information that says Congresswoman Boebert, Representative Lauren Boebert, was an unlicensed paid escort with SugarDaddyMeat.com. She also had 2 abortions. That's only an issue because she stands against a woman's right to choose. Quite hypocritical if this is true. Once again, this is being reported out of that Political Action Committee. According to this report, the Congresswoman met Senator Ted Cruz in Aspen through a Koch family member escort client, okay? Boebert had an abortion at Planned Parenthood in Glenwood Springs, Colorado, due to her work with SugarDaddyMeat.com. Once again, according to this PAC who has now released this information. This is the same PAC that released significant information about Congressman Cawthorn, and that information proved to be true, all right? So today, this is how it reads. Today, they announced their team and volunteers have uncovered that Lauren Boebert was an unlicensed paid escort, met clients through SugarDaddyMeat.com. Text messages show she was bankrupt at the time and looking for, and I quote, they're saying this was part of the text message, side income, and called her work pay to play. Another quote, she was paid to escort wealthy men, according to this report. Here's what it says, verbatim. According to our investigation in 2019, Boebert was hired by a wealthy male client in Aspen, Colorado, who was a Koch family member, Koch brothers. Boebert's rich client subsequently introduced her to US Senator Ted Cruz, the Republican out of Texas. This happened in Aspen in 2019. After meeting with Senator Cruz, Boebert was encouraged by him to run for the US Congress. After she announced her campaign for Congress, in December of 2019, Senator Cruz donated $126,000 to the Boebert campaign and helped her fundraise large sums of money, all right? Boebert did not disclose a $75,000 donation until Cruz's Federal Election Commission filings contradicted her filings, all right? Boebert had an abortion at the Planned Parenthood clinic in Glenwood Springs, Colorado, due to her work at SugarDaddy.com, according to the report. Boebert also had another abortion at a clinic in Grand Junction, Colorado. Once again, not an issue because I believe in a woman's right to choose. This is a political issue because Boebert, while if this is true, she was living a lie. She stands against a woman's right to choose while privately exercising her right to choose in America based on this report. All right, there's more information. Once again, this is a very developing story, but I wanted to bring it to you as it came to us. This is breaking news, just hit the press. We will follow up, obviously, for the rest of the story. Adrian, thoughts on this?
You know, to see the Muckrakers PAC put this out, it really speaks to the fact that there are people looking to expose the hypocrisy of individuals who are seeking leadership positions or in positions of leadership in our country. Because the fact is that the lifestyles that they are alleged to have leading are more consistent with the lifestyles of a number of people, the rest of us. And so for them to condemn the behavior, the healthcare choices, the options, all of it just shows how much hypocrisy is out there. And so if it turns out that these allegations about Boebert are true, I damn sure do not condemn her for sex work because it is work. And I damn sure do not condemn her for having abortions because that's healthcare. What I do condemn her for would be the hypocrisy of her actions, because that's the problem, and that should be her downfall, assuming that this Muckrakers press release is wholly accurate.
Yeah, these individuals routinely we have seen they take adversarial positions to communities that they actually belong to.
That's right.
And to me, that is the epitome of being a sellout. That's a sellout. You literally take a public position contrary to communities that you should be supporting. I just got the message where these are pictures. And according to the report, this is her profile at SugarDaddyMeat.com. This is her profile at SugarDaddyMeat.com. Now, let me ask you this question, Adrian. because it's happening so routinely, especially in politics. Why do you think there's this desire to literally misrepresent who you are and be adversarial to communities that you should be supporting when you get in political office? I would imagine that you would seek political office to be an advocate for the communities that you are a part of, rather than to be antithetical to them. But it seems as if this is true, the Boeberts of the world and others have decided to take a stand contrary to who they are. What are your thoughts about that level of disconnect in politics?
Oh, I just think you are those kind of people, that they're disgusting human beings. And their mentality is the thought that I still will access these things and I'm still going to be able to partake in them. I just don't want others to. It's part of that power structure of ensuring that others are oppressed. So I'm gonna ensure that they don't have access to healthcare. I'm going to ensure that if they participate in sex work, that they are penalized in some way, even though these are things in which I myself am engaging in. It shows you the lack of integrity so many people have, and that they are willing to engage in this diabolical behavior for a dime, and they'll probably just about do anything for these coins. It's pathetic.
Yeah, and here's the other dynamic. According to records, she was married. She's been married for many years, okay? And there's more. So I'm gonna read this once again. This is developing. This is hot off the wire. It's in real time. The PAC says, and this is firebobert.com, that the screenshots are the actual text messages in sequential order from our source. Several texts were excluded, or part of them excluded to protect their identity. In no case did we edit the actual text sent by the source. And it starts by saying, I'm sorry, I really would love to help, scared of her and her husband. I don't know how you could, and then it's blank safety. Then it says, I will tell you that she had one abortion in the Glenwood Springs at the Planned Parenthood office and another one in Grand Junction. The first was when she was 17. The second one when she was working on the side as a paid date on the site called Sugar Baby. She was stripping at the time also. So according to the report and based on this investigation by this particular PAC, there are many issues that don't seem to connect. Now, once again, I don't besmirch individuals who seek an abortion. I don't do that. I protect a woman's right to choose. The irony is Congresswoman Boebert does not. That's the beef I have here, okay? As far as her stripping or being an escort, no issue with me whatsoever. You're an adult. But don't take a position that's adversarial to individuals who do. Now you're a hypocrite, and now I gotta deal with you, all right? So we're gonna continue to follow this story. It's developing, as I said, all of the facts are not fully in. We're trying to confirm some other dynamics, but if this is true, this is explosive, especially given the rhetoric that she spews, the rhetoric that represents that she's anti all of these communities she may in fact be a part of. All right, Adrienne, thoughts?
Yeah, no, I think you're absolutely right. And I really do hope that if this is accurate, that hypocrisy is her downfall.